Welcome, everybody. We're just about to get... Welcome, everybody. Just about to get started here. Some technical issues on our end. I apologize. Welcome everybody to the iRacing Fanatec GT challenge here at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. I apologize most profusely for the technical issues. We're now live on both YouTube and on Twitch. If you can hear my voice, give some hypes in the chat. If you can hear my voice, give some hypes in the chat. Both. Both of them. How about that? Does the screen work? It probably just says interviews re. It does. Never mind. Oh, you gotta love technical issues on a Sunday evening. But Craig, I apologize. I was leaving you hanging for about 90 seconds. How are we?
I'm doing good, thank you. I tell you what the issue is that I don't think YouTube can handle our fantastic brand new intro video. Didn't that look really nice? And the music as well, really great. Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I was having a big smile on my face looking at that. I could have watched that all the time, including some famous clips of ours that have made internet history. So it's good to see. We're back at Catalunya, the Circuit de Catalunya Barcelona, which I think we've done. What, the race here Friday for ILMS. We've done a few races here this season, to be fair. So we're very used to it right now. And unlike F1, we're going to call the corner names their names, not their numbers.
Yeah, they just call it like turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Yeah, we're men. We'll call them by their real corner names, you know?
Love these corner names. We're taking the end of qualifying, by the way. There's a good little field out here today, I've got to be honest. What are we looking at in terms of a field? We're looking at it's only 8 Fords, so quite a good field, and over 30 GT1s. Good looking field as well. Federico Rosano taking pole at the moment. Some usual names and some brand new names we see, and I also heard there's some new liveries. New teams. There's
one new livery. There's the livery that says Dan Muller, you legend, who's coincidentally actually in this race. He is driving in a GT2.
That did surprise me. I was amazed that he was racing in a GT2 today. How much time do they have left? I think that actually, that's car for all is the last car at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one else is going to set a time, so shall we go over the results while we're here? I think.
Yeah, that's good. I'll do it because I did a fib up. So I'll as punishment I'll do the qualifying times. Carthra, a newcomer to well, I've not seen his name before, so welcome. You did a 139.530, putting him on pole position, so a very good first lap from you. Rosano with a 139.577. Alessandro with a 139.630. Gil with a 139.964. Razdana Hoyer with a 139.997, just pipping into the 139s. Shahin with a 140.017. Godden with a 140.088. Paiva with a 140.096. Godofuri with a 140.103. Farias with a 140.143. Belche with a 142.05. Workup with a 145.18. Bio with a 146.34. Belk with a 149.09. Cousin with a Cousin with a 141.025. Hayes the second with a 141.358. Ali with a 141.961 puts him into 17th position. In 18th is Shu 2 with a 142.170. Tamasunas with a 142.281, and it's Brown with a 142.213. We get into the GT2s who's got more to lead them around. He did a 143.198. Dan Mueller not too far behind him, keeping his stripes up and his mind sharp with a 143.287. Then we have Stefan Oergaard with a 143.753. Ethan Bass coming back to us. Welcome back with a 143.899. And then back into the GT1s with Beal with a 144.321. Stefan Jensen, who makes all of our live and on replay stuff. I appreciate him with a 145.696. Castro 2 with a 145.747. Olsen with a 147.093 in the GT2. And Bouvier with a 150.067. Huh?
Just have a quick rundown the ones that did not set a qualifying lap for the GT1s, the order they will be going in. Thomas Ferrier, Clement Lefebvre, Anthony Fromont, Travis Brody, Charles R. Loft in the second, and Sean Martin. So 29 field GT1 field. And in the GT in the forwards, Mosquera in 36 and Blankenship in 37. Mosquera not setting a time, and also Ferrier not setting a time. That's two big names I'm surprised at.
Now, 17 of you have tuned in. I thank you very much, guys. Share this around. Give the love, please. Thank you.
Don't forget Twitch.
Yeah, don't forget Twitch.
We've still got people on Twitch. But as we come around the start corner, I think I'll take this because I think you had the glory last time, and yeah.
Can I do it again, please?
Well, when I do it, there's chaos. Do we want to see chaos or fun?
Fun. As they come around New Holland, it is Richard Carthraw leading them off right with a Carthraw to the throat. He's going into first position. Then it is Rossano coming up behind him, and then Alessandro looking on the inside right-hand side line of Rossano. That is the early movers right now as they come up into turn one. That is Elf. Oh, the two FTRs running wide. FTR in the background, number 20. Eduardo Gil looking to see if he can come back onto the track. A little bit too quick there, I think. But he's still reaching back to third. Imagine how he did that. Looking behind there, we've got these VEC Sim Racers looking to see. Oh no, they've just overextended themselves and knocked Alessandro off. Razanahor and Alessandro knocking each other off the track. Not too much damage, but they'll be knocked all the way down to the bottom end of the scale. Coming back now to the front end as they come around Seiya. We have the car number 20 battling the car number 7. Jack Godden. Oh no, sorry, Paiva is looking to see if he can have some splice to the action, coming up towards Kamsa side by side with the number 20 car, the number 1 and number 20. Number 1 is yielding. Paiva is yielding just a little bit, but he's still getting side by side action down towards Lakeksa. He'll have the inside line going into Lakeksa. He'll make the move here, I think. Yes, he does. He secures 4th position.
Meanwhile, in the back of the field, in the Ford at the start of the race, coming out of the first corner, coming out of Elf, we had Dan Muller in P2 in the Ford, losing the car, and Overgaard had nowhere to go and was forced to go into the gravel with him. So both of those having to make a move up the field. The Fords at the moment is more Bass, Castro and Jensen. Castro was started 6th and Jensen started 5th. Bass has made up the moves just there from the start. Looks like there's been a little bit of things going on. My relative is actually going a bit crazy at the moment, so I cannot say at the moment. But as they cross the line right away, it will be Carfraw, Lozano, Gooden, Piver and Gill as they get going. And Piver wants to make a move. He had got some good lineup coming there around Elf, and now they'll go along the long way of Reynolds there. A bit more break there from Goody. He braked a little bit later actually, but probably a little bit longer. It's Piper trying to just get the slipstream. Coming up now into Repsol. He breaks a little bit later and tries to get a better angle, but he's overshot the corner there as he hits Repsol, losing a little bit of time. Gil, though, doesn't have anywhere to go behind, as Gil is also there fighting against the Chevrolet there of Farias, who also goes wide there, coming down into Seat. Will he make a move now? He cannot make a move as they come up to Worth. The front of the field getting a little bit agitated right now. They just got to calm it down, but they're trying to make the mistakes out of the cars in front of them.
So Eduardo Gil is leading the back end of Paiva, who's challenging Godden in the traditional colours, I'd imagine. Sorry, excuse me. The traditional colours of Aston Martin DBR9 as they come around La Quexa on towards Bank Sabadell. You can see the different lines that they're taking, by the way. The different lines that the GT1s are making in between each other. Paiva is taking a more tucked in line compared to Godden, who's taking a very sort of arching approach to his line. Will he have the slipstream to or have made the third position in this first step on the podium? He's just too far back. There's plenty of action going on behind them. We've got the VEC sim racing of Stefan Warkup battling Myrtle Shahin. Sorry, that's Godefroy. Apologies. The car number 13 is Godefroy. Stefan Warkup sitting behind him in it. The two sharp coming through Renault. And they're battling. They're continuing to battle all the way through to Repsol. The VEC sim racing car battling off the car just overtook Myrtle Shahin in the traditional DBR9 colours. DBR9 colour looking on the inside, going through Sayas. Does he make the move? He doesn't complete it, but he's still side by side. But no, he's actually pulled back just a little bit, letting Godefroy take the position.
And in front there, Farias put the position over Gil going into Seat. So this is a nice little train right now. You got Farias, Gil, Godefroy, Shannon, Walker, Belcher, Baeo, Belt. They are all on at this little train right now. Baeo going a little bit wide, going around Campster. No one able to make a move at the moment, but now they're all just going to tuck in, coming around at Lakesa as they will now head up to the hill. Been a little bit of action going on in the fours at the moment. Carl Moore trying to hold a decent batter as they keep coming around these corners. They're getting held up by the back of the Ford field, so Moore cannot extend his lead as much as he would want to because of these cars just taking really slow exits. We'll keep an eye on that at the moment when we get a chance. Muller and Overgaard still 5th and 6th, as it looks like Jensen had taken P3 away from Castro, going down the back straight up to La Quexa, but we'll get back to this race at the front. Paiva still trying to make a move on Gooden. Gooden goes wide, going into Elf, and he just holds off the line there. Good defense from Gooden. Can Paiva make a move on the inside of Renault? He cannot. Carl, by the way, went purple, 139.8 last lap, just a tenth of a second faster than Rosano. Can he make any move here, Paiva? There is nowhere for him to go. The back of the field, still nowhere for them to go as well. And what has happened to the Fords? Nothing at the moment, but there is trouble as they're having to. Oh, I'm just watching Moore try to get around the slow Ford GT1 in front of him there, but unable to. It's just being held up. Keep our eyes onto.
Sorry, I was just going to say he still has to. He has to get by the Ford of Bouvier. Is holding him up. He's the car number 35. He's not faster than them. He's actually slower, and he's letting them by. But at the very same time, he's also got Ethan Bass in the traditional Gulf colours of the Ford, and he's just both of them are trying to navigate the class ahead of them. They're meant to be slower, but there's 4 cars that have not got ahead of the lead GT2, which is a bit concerning. Hopefully, they keep themselves clear of the GT2s, because the GT2s.
Is that a spun car? Is that a spun car behind though? Did I see a spun
It is. Car? It is Thomas Bouvier. He's spun the. What did he do? Let's have a look.
I don't know. I could just see it when we were looking down the cameras there. Keep an eye on that. I'll just keep an eye on any details at the moment at the front as well. Brothers Rosano now goes purple at the front of the field of 139.8. He's now half a second behind Carfraw. Had a really good lap, strung it together in that Aston Martin, and he's got a really good line around in Renault, and Carfraw's having to put a bit more brake on. We'll keep an eye on. These two have a 3-second lead against the rest. Piver still trying to get past Gooden. He's just stuck behind with 22 minutes to go. He cannot make the move. Rosano is going to make it through Repsol. They're side by side. Carfraw and Rosano side by side going down to see at the inside. It's Carfraw. He will hold it. Rosano having to take a very wide line. It actually compromises. Losing a bit of speed there, so that's the first salvo 5 from Rosano. It looks like he's just making Carfraw sweat a little bit out there. They come around Worth up into Kampsa right now. They're also losing time. That's actually lost them half a second to this chase pack behind them of 2. And they're doing all they can. Meanwhile, we'll keep an eye on this big gaggle we were talking about between 5th and 10th. No changes at the moment. But it looks like Belcher just trying to hold on. Is he trying to hold on to Beck? Well, Beck, his teammate there in the FTR, just joining the end of this train. It's a massive train at the moment in the middle of the field.
Oh, you're going to have to drink, by the way. You said at the moment, I think about 8 times since the start of the stream. It's car 12, car 20, battle it out. Eduardo Gil is falling back. He's going the wrong way around. He should be going forwards, not backwards. He was doing pretty well for himself. Now he's down in 7th, and he's being chased by Myrtle Shahan, who is trying to look to see on the inside if he can do it on the straightaway. This would be the perfect time to do it. And he's looking on the inside, but he does not have... Oh, he has the legs now. The legs have sprung out. He'll have it in Elf if he can keep on the inside. But he doesn't lunge the brakes. He's still at the door, just about, but that is Eduardo Gil. Oh, no!
Oh, no, that was netcode as well! No, that was netcode as Gil goes swinging and spinning around. Keeps the car straight, but there is some damage to that quarter panel. Remember, new damage model there. Walk up, really putting the pressure on the 2 of these. They had to make a move, and he just really caught up from netcode there. That's what it looked like on my screen. Walk up now in the prime position. He wants to get a move onto Shannon. Cannot get it onto Renault. He's losing the back of this shouty boy at the moment, the Corvette. Doing the best he can. He's losing time because of that. Meanwhile, in front, Rosano is losing time on Carfraw. He is now a 1.5 seconds down. Not sure what happened there to Rosano. We'll have to keep an eye out. Oh, he went wide. Went wide at Seat, it looked like. But holding on. Has to try and claw back that gap. Gooden still holding up Piver, and they're very close to coming out of Lekeksa. What about the board field? We've got to keep talking about this board field. Muller and Overgaard are still trying to catch on to the back of the rest of them. They're still 5th and 6th respectively, and they're now having to get past the slow GT1s.
Yeah, Stefanos Jensen and Castro 2 are currently battling for 3rd position. Stefanos Jensen doing well for himself, trying to make sure that he does not lose a podium position, and he's definitely doing it as best he can. He's trying to pull to the side of the road and essentially disrupt the airflow as they're coming down the straight between Kampsa and the Keksa. The fixed team of Leonardo Castro keeping glued to the rear end of the... What is that livery?
Bouvier's just gone off. Bouvier's just gone off and he's driving the wrong way. What is he doing? Is he driving the wrong way? No, he's not. Sorry, it looked like he's driving the wrong way. I was a bit confused there for a moment.
you got me concerned.
It looked like he looked like he spun at Worth and was driving out the wrong way, but a spin there, and he is going to be caught up by the lap traffic in 12 seconds. Not having a good day, Bouvier, at the moment.
No.
He's actually had now all of the drivers apart from Mosquera, who had the pit first lap. Not sure what happened there. All the Fords have overtaken him now.
I think it was his incident. I think he was involved in the incident with Dan Muller.
Right, I did not see that. I only saw those two go off into the go off to the gravel, but that might have been.
Ooh, it's a bit of a twitch there from Ethan Bass. I'm assuming that the Fords are not the easiest thing in the control around here, as he's trying to catch onto the rear end of JT Moore for the lead. The last laps between them was a 1:43.931 and a 1:43.565 for Moore and Bass respectively. So Ethan Bass definitely a little bit faster with the slipstream. It won't matter too much because he has to push as much as he can. There's no pit stops here, remember. Well, no scheduled pit stops anyway. It's only a 30-minute race. They'll have enough fuel to go to the end, and the tyres will still be in good shape right until the final lap. But it's the Fords, really. If there's anything I've learned from watching these go around, it's one simple mistake can spell a bad day for you. And the bad day going from bad to worse if you go off onto a track.
And one simple mistake, and that is what's happened. Moore's got to slow down. He's got to slow down, and Bass easily takes the lead. We talk about this. You've got to stay off the sausage curves as well, and these Fords are just a bit of a challenge to handle, and Bass has managed to take the lead only just because of that. Just to give you an idea of the track temperature, it's a hot one right now in Barcelona on the sim. 44 Celsius, 111 Fahrenheit. That is the temperature at the moment, and this will be really straining on the tyres. And you can see now with Rosano, it's actually losing a bit of time to Carver at the front of the GT1 field. And Gooden still holds up Piver. And you have to ask yourself, really, how much longer can Piver stay behind Gooden? He hasn't had any good chance to take him, apart from, as Bouvier goes off again, apart from at the start of the race.
I just saw him at the corner of my camera, by the way. Yeah. The car pointed the wrong way.
It's hard to see. This big group of cars we saw earlier, it's still there, but they're slightly, like, broken up into little groups again now. Barriers, Godefroy, Shan, they're about a second and a half between the three of them. Then you've got Walkup and Belcher. Walkup, Belcher and Beck, they're a second between each other. Gill then having to fight with Baeo. So little gaps happening everywhere at the moment, but still a lot of competition. But there's no one has actually come close enough to make a move down into Elf, and actually Belcher might be making it because Walkup's had a bit of a bad start to the lap there. Elf's not gone well for him. Renault, he's slow into Renault, and Belcher does have the speed. He's had to back up a little bit, so I don't think he'll be able to make a move into Repsol. He does not. Walkup puts his car right in the middle of the track, but he's oversteering. There's
sorry, Gooden has gone wide coming out of Seat. Felipe Paiva is now in third place. Just a quick replay of that transpiring. This is Gooden. He just slid too far, cooked it too much into Seat, and now his seat's too hot, and he'll have to, shrug it off a little bit as he tries and recovers. It's not too damaging to him, but he has lost a single place, so he'll be looking to get back at that.
Let's look back at Fords, because we've got Morse chasing down Bass after that slow down penalty there for Moore. He is on the back still of Bass, and that's encouraging. He may have had to slow down and lose the lead, but he did not lose any time, and he's still in the slipstream as Bass goes wide around Seat. It almost looked like he just lost his line there. So lost a little bit of time there. They're coming around Worth right now. Look at them just tucked in, just holding behind them more in that Red Bull livery. It's an interesting livery, I got to be honest, against the classic Golf livery there. Down onto the straight they go. I doubt he'll be able to make a move right now. 0.3 of a second, 0.2. He just has to hold together, does Bass. There's 14 minutes left. He's got the time. Just stay patient and let Bass make the mistake. And that's all he has to do. As we
the idea is that in so far as overtaking opportunities, I think the best prime one would be on the start-finish straight, where he can extend his legs, and Moore can come on the inside. It'll be a hard braking zone coming into Elf. If he sticks around Elf and comes up ahead of Ethan Bass, let's see if he's got the distance. I don't think he does have the distance at the moment, so he will be looking to do it next lap if he can chain good corners together all the way through. Oh, sorry, Ethan Bass having a bit of a step out of the car. The right front locked up completely with the glowing discs, and that's let JT Moore creep up ever so slightly more to the rear end of that Ford.
Get back to these little fights down the middle of the field. Godefroy has taken P5 from Farias there, and now Farias is on the defense against Shahin. Looking, they're just trading places really at the moment, just making sure. And you talk about that big overtaking place, you're right, the overtaking there going down the start-finish straight is probably one of the biggest you'll get. But we also have to look at that straight, the straight after Campsa down to La Caixa. That is pretty long, and we have seen some moves.
Jeffrey Belk going on the inside. He's actually got a slowdown, I think. And I think Eduardo Gil has got a slowdown as well. What's going on? They've fallen off the back of... Belk fell off the back and he's let Eduardo Gil get by. So Eduardo Gil has recovered a position. But the FTR guys are having slowdowns coming through. I'm not sure where they're getting the slowdowns from. Somebody will have to educate me where these slowdowns are coming from. As you can see, GT2s are coming up. The big GT1s are trying to get past them as best they can. That is the car of Javier Mosquera. We've had 2 cars in the pits at the moment. So Delvis Damasunas is in the pits. I'll try and see if I can get at the end of the race for you. And Zach Brown is also in the pits. Bouvier is not looking good. He's been passed by everybody, apart from those in the pits.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a spin most of the race. I just want to see. Not sure if Gil did have the slowdown, but Beck definitely had the slowdown. And I think a lot of that is those last corners. You've just got to be careful because, you know, when you look at the Formula 1 layout, as Walkup tries to make a move.
He's going very close to the rear end. Sorry, to cut across.
He's not going to make it. Yeah, he's not making it. I think he had a chance, but Belcher was just there in the right line. And you can see Walkup being a little bit safe and just not being too aggressive as they come around Bank Sabadell. Down to Europe Car. Now this is where I think they're getting the off-cuts. It's that little curve right there on Europe Car on the inside. I think that's where they're getting the slowdowns. Just taking too much curve, and I think that might be happening. But these two, Belcher and Walkup, not having any issues right now. But Walkup, after that moment, they're trying to make a move on the Caixa, does not have the pace or the gap. Well, not the pace, doesn't have the gap. Just thinking about making a move at the front. And this battle between Carfor and Lozano is still looking pretty good, let's be honest. Gap is 1.2 right now. Carfor is still doing good laps. A 147 was the last lap compared to Rosano's 149. But they are catching, and also with 10 minutes to go, I think Piver might be catching as well. He's starting to put in some faster laps. He was the fastest of the 3 last lap, so that could be interesting.
Leonardo Bayo is attempting to fend off Jeffrey Belk, who is not, again, he's not going in the right direction. He's going backwards, and he's hounding over the rear end of the car 22, the car 23, car 22, trying to outdo each other, really going, you know, what's the song I'm trying to think of? It's the ooh, sorry, I'll think about the song in a second. As Leonardo Bayo kicking at the rear end, coming out of Worth. I think he's driving the nuts off the Shouty boy. Yeah, I'm still calling it the Shouty boy. As they come down towards the Caixa, it is a yellow Shouty boy and 2 FTRs. Jeffrey Belk going wide.
Sorry, Belk's just not getting the right lines here. He was going around the Campsa, and he was taking it like it was a normal corner. When it's a high-speed corner, you want to try and get as wide out as you can and then hit the apex. He was trying to go inside, and he lost time because he had to put more brake on and more speed. And now he's got his teammate Alessandro behind him. They're going to be going side by side. This is the P12. Now, will they do a swap right here? I'm not sure, but Garrett there in the 11, side by side. Does he make a late braking? He does. They go side into Elf. They doesn't see it. Belk with a good defense, a good line. Of course, he's on the inside, the second part of the chicane. Will take it. Has to cut in and defend that inside apex there, in the inside line around Renault, and he does so. So good defending. But in the space of half a lap, he had a chance at P11 on Baeo, and now he's defending his P12 against his teammate De Alessandro.
Yeah, Alessandro. By the way, oh sorry, wrong guy. Alessandro having a very unfortunate entry into Elf. He cut too far on the inside, and I think the car just kind of started rotating, and he had to sort of correct it now. He did correct it, but he lost his chance to be able to, well, essentially take a position away from his teammate. 12th and 13th at the moment are fighting for.
So Leonardo Castro, who is running P4, the Ford is now all the way back at P6. Not sure what's happened there, but Muller and Overgaard have got past him, and would not surprise me if those two just blew past him with the speed. But Muller now, is in P4 with Overgaard in P5, slowly catching up. They're 3.5 seconds behind Jensen. They can still do that. And meanwhile, at the front of this Ford field, Bass goes wide around Sia again. He just cannot get that corner right at the moment. With 8 minutes to go, he needs to hold on. Coming up to Worth right now, holding on. Now watch these lines. There's another slow car. That's Travis Brody beside them. Watch these lines. This is what I was talking about. They'll hit the brakes and they'll take the wide slingshot. That was what I was talking about with the GT1s earlier. But more, trying to make this move. Bass is in the middle of the track. He doesn't know where he's going to go. He cannot make the break, and even more puts on the brakes before Bass. Just waiting up to the caser right now. Still can't get the move. Even if you think you're getting away faster there, it's not. You have to get. You're still behind. And you're not gaining much time. Bass still holding on to this. No effort more to go. If you can get a good run out of Europe car in New Holland, you might be able to get something. But he's losing time right now to Bass. They'll come on to the start-finish straight, and the gap is now 0.4. It was about 0.3 when they went to the Cakes, so he is losing time more. I don't think he'll have a chance at a move here.
Let's see now as they come down. Sorry, I keep doing that sound. I just like the car of Ethan Bass is looking a lot shakier, looking a lot more lively compared to Moore. Moore has been able to keep his car under control. Well, up until he made the mistake, of course. But at the very same time, he's looking a lot more planted in himself. The car is looking less upset when it's actually trying to do something. Hopefully this GT1 will keep out of the way just for the moment while these two are battling it out. They're trading time. See, again, Ethan Bass going wide, and now Moore was looking like he wanted a little bit of that pie. If it happens again, I think Moore will just be like, alright, move out to this side. There's a new boy in town. And, ooh, both of them stepping out, coming out of the exit of Worth. Both of them stepping out quite considerably as they come around Campsa. Another sort of stepping out there from Ethan Bass. Corrects it, though. Keeping it correct. So I'm assuming Ethan is having very big difficulties with Seiya. And I think that's where Moore needs to make his presence known. Again, going wide through. Yeah, he's going extremely wide through Bank Sabadell. He's not hitting the apex at all. And even when he's, through the rest of the lap, he's doing pretty good. But, those two corners in particular is what's keeping Moore in contention and a big threat to Ethan Bass. Oh. Let's see now. No, there's no room. Don't try it. Don't try it, Carl. Don't try it. He just moved over. They're just starting now with 5 minutes to go on the clock. He's starting to ask Ethan the questions. It's no more, Ethan, can you keep the car on? It's, Ethan, can you stop me? Because it's what it feels like right now with Moore. He's now starting to be a little bit aggressive, put the car into places where it makes Bass second guess himself. And if he has another bad corner here at Sia, we'll watch it. The only downhill left hard braking corner on the track that might be affected. He's gone wide. No, he's hit it right. He's hit it right. He started a bit wide, corrected himself, and that's good because it's also held up more. So not much he can do right now. Now we'll just keep an eye on it. I'll go back to the GT1s once they come around Campsa, because if there's a good run out of Campsa, Moore might have a go here. So let's just see. A little bit later on the braking, he's hit the sausage, a good slingshot, but at the same time so does Bass, and he's just not going to be able to pull away. Should not be a move there. No, there isn't. Let's get back to the GT1s. It's car fraught Rosano Piver. Rosano is starting to catch again. The gap is under a second with 4 minutes to go. It is now, he did a 147 last lap, and Carfraud did a 141 flat. So the gap between them now is 0.8 of a second, and Piver, it might be a little bit late for Piver. He's now 1.2 behind Rosano, but Carfraud is getting some slipstream right now. Or is he getting held up there? Because up comes Peter Bill. He's going to lap the car 34 of Peter Bill. If he can get around, if he can't, he might be getting held up by this lap car right now. And he does pull out the way, Bill. But look at the time he's lost. Rosano is now in slipstream range. Yeah, and you can see Piver flashing his lights. He definitely wants past, and he wants past right this moment. Thank you very much. And no Bill, please. He's looking like he wants to get past. He can try and use the slipstream. No, he gets cleanly by, and he is now within slipstream range. If he can keep the pass clean, I think hopefully the Corvette should not be racing him in here. He still is. What's the Corvette doing? Get out of the way. Car 34 locking his wheels up, not letting Paiva pass. It's a blue flag for a reason. He was side by side. Let him by. He can still be within slipstream. He is still just a little bit. He has 2 laps to make something happen, though. And again, not through any fault of their own, he's coming up against Stefanos Jensen, who fell back. Am I reading it? Yeah, he fell back. He was in 3rd position.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. Muller and Overgaard are 3rd and 4th respectively now. Did not see what happened there, but of course, right now at the end of this race, with 2 minutes to go, you've got the leaders. You got the leaders lapping the slower class, and Carfro had to hit the brakes. He couldn't get by Castro going down to Kamsa, so he loses a bit of time there. Now, can he bookmark? Do you know what I think he's gonna bookmark? No. Castro plays it safe, and look at the dive by Rosano into that corner, and he takes a really aggressive line, and it's paid off for him into the Keksa. The wide line from Carfro. Oh, look at the slingshot. That might help him. And it has. Rosano's not taking a good line there. That play there, going up the hill, was great from Rosano there, up into Bank Sabadell, and he's actually gained some time from it. But with 1:33 on the clock, this will be the white flag he will see. And there's half a second between the 2 leaders, and also at the front of them, well, it's Ethan Bass and Carl Moore. They will not get overtaken from the lap traffic. Those two will have another lap after this. We'll keep an eye on them, but we got to keep an eye on this battle for the lead.
Coming through Alf now. Mind the S's, mind the sausage curves on the inside of each of them. It is Carthra versus Rossano. It is whatever team Rossano's part of. I'm not sure. Kansi versus FTR. The new boy. I haven't seen Carthra in an FTR car. I haven't seen Carthra in this series at all. But he's absolutely punching his absolute upper lip up to the skies, and he is dealing it with the big boys. And unfortunately, Felipe Paiva is unable to make... He was getting very close to the rear end of Rossano, but he wasn't able to make it happen, so he'll probably take 3rd place as the cameras are pointing at Federico Rossano, attempted to chase down the car in front of him, and that car being the car of Richard Carthraw, as he breaks into La Quexa. Nice and easy around. I don't think, unless something happens within the next... Ooh, this could be it. The 2 cars ahead of him, I think that is Stefan Overgaard and Dan Muller, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is, right, it is. Don't think they're going to hold him off, though. There's nothing he can do, because if the only way they can hold him off is the bad braking into the last corner. Does not happen. So, to the first time, an FTR wins the race. It's going to be Richard Carfra will take the victory in the GT1s with Rosano in 2nd. Paiva will come 3rd. Now, the GT2 forwards did not get lapped. So, 1st, 2nd and 3rd are all going to be seeing the last lap. We'll go back to them. Moore did have a chance around La Quexa last lap to try and make a move. Did not make it. He pulled back. But with the last lap, he has to think he has to make a move. What does Bass do? Bass is going. There's a slow car in front of him. It's Bouvier. Bouvier's gone off the track, but that's held up Ethan Bass. Now they're closer than they have been since the start of the race when they're in the grid. Coming around Worth right now. Up they will go, and Ethan's not looking comfortable right now. Not a comfortable play there. But Moore has to take this around Camp, so he can't send it in. Still, bumper to bumper. The gap is 0.2. This is the place Moore has to make the move. But Bass has gone on the defense, and Moore knows it. He's just going to hope for the slingshot. He breaks a little bit early like he has all the time. That's Moore, sorry. Bass taking a really defensive line into La Quexa. Does have it. Now they go up into Europe Car. Bank Sabadell, sorry. They are closer than they have been all race now. They're almost going to be touching. Down to Europe Car. Get off the curve so you'll lose the lead like you did before. Moore doesn't. He can't make the send down into the last corner. There's not going to be a sprint. There is going to be a sprint, actually. Oh, Bass is just a little bit slower, but it's too late. The start-finish line is at the front. And it will be Ethan Bass by 1/10 of a second over Carl Moore in the Fords.
That was very well done by Ethan Bass there to hold it on. So many times he looked like he was just about to lose the rear end, and then he just corrected it just in time, just in the nick of time, to be able to mitigate the big, well, it's Red Bull machine of JT Moore, who, should be said, did a very good job, but unfortunately his mistake of getting a slowdown, unfortunately, cost him the win.
Great result, though. Great racing by the Fords. It's nice to see the Fords actually being competitive for a change. I'm sorry to say, it's usually been a bit of car crash, but a fantastic race. But with everybody in, let's go down the order, because there was a lot of battles we couldn't get to because there were so many good battles. But we know, at the front of the field, Richard Carfraw takes the victory from Federico Rosano in P2 and Felipe Paiva in 3. Jack Godden takes 4th and Godefroy takes 5. Barrios recovers to 6th, or not recovers, he makes up 4 spots to 6th, and Shan goes 7th. Belcher is 8th, Walkup is 9th, and Gill fell down from 4th to 10th. Alessandro fell down as well from 3rd to 11th, and Baeo stayed at his place there, he was P12. Razanahora goes 13th, and Ferrier made up 10 places to 14th position. Cousins stays 15th, and Shoes 16th. 17th is Anthony Thromont, who made up 9 positions, and Justin Hayes is 8th. Clement Lefebvre goes 19th, and Jeffrey Belk finishes 20th. Ali comes 21st, and Martin comes 22nd. Then we see the first of the Fords, Ethan Bass, who won the race there, with Carl Moore in 2nd by just 1/10. What a race by them. Back to the Fords, as Travis Brody then finished, not the Fords, the GT1s, as Travis Brody finishes 23rd for their class, and Charles Loftin 24th. Then P3 for the Ford, Stefan Overgaard, and then Dan Muller in P4. Leonardo Castro into 5th, and Stefanos Jensen into 6th. Peter Bill back again for the GT1s takes 25th for the class, and Mosquera, after pitting the first lap, finishes P7 with Blankenship P8. Then we've got Olsen and Bouvier in for the GT1s, both a lap down. Tamasunas finished 7 laps down, and then Zach Brown finished 9 laps down.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dan was having such a great start, and then I want to come back to that and see if I can get that back up on your screens for you, just very quickly now. Let's see if we can actually get that back up on your screens, just to see what on earth happened, because I want to see what exactly did happen, because Javier Mosquera apparently got hit. Let's see what happened here.
He is not hit by any of them.
Let's have a look. Apparently this is near to where the incident took place, and the Soviet machine battling Stefanos Jensen coming down towards La Caixa. Let's see now what happened. Let's just fast forward. just fast forward. He just dies in the pits. What's going on?
Oh, forgot to put race fuel in, I think.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
But we did see that with Dan Muller, and that was unlucky for Dan Muller, and he lost it himself. Just the car was just not happy after the Elf chicane. It was turning left, and then the old age-old adage, you turn right to try and straighten it up, and the car just decided, I'm going to send you all the way to the right.
Let's have a look. We're just on board with Dan Muller now as he comes in. Nice turn 1, battling Stefan Overgaard, who overtook him, and then Stefan Overgaard loses it. And then Dan Muller is just like, oh, all I've got nowhere. Very lucky that the two of them didn't necessarily hit each other, I don't think, but very close to essentially tears.
Yeah, I think there was some replay damage, which was then
reversed.
No, he actually did have some damage on that back wheel. Was not reversed. It was, yep, there was definitely damage on that back wheel. Might have been replay damage, but it was not popped back out, so he had a bit of damage there he had to hold on to, but a really good result there to come back into 4th after that start.
Anyways, that is a great race. I'm going to say it was a great race. Who was your driver of the day, though?
Oh, I think it's going to be Ferret. Well,
I've put you on the spot now, haven't I?
I don't know. I mean, I want to give a shout out to Ferrier for the 10 spots he made up. He is the league leader for a reason. But it's so tough. Even Bass, I think, really for that win. He's been due a decent result in these broadcast races, and he's always been damaged or always had something happen to him. So to win that race, it's a shame it happened that he got the lead from a lap cut from a penalty. But when you look at it, he did have the pace, and it could have been different. But he's been due. I got to be brutally honest with Ethan. He has been due, and he does deserve a victory. So he'll be my driver of the day.
I'm going to go with that as well. Yeah, he did very well to keep on the rear end of JT Moore, especially when it was looking like JT was just a bit of a cool customer coming around. And by the way, you can see a bit of the tire coming out of the wheel well. Oh no. But yeah, he's also my driver today, and he's the Rally on TV driver of the day.
So before we go, what would you like to say, Craig? Shall we just announce what's happening Thursday? Because a lot of people do watch us for a couple of the official series, the ILMS Championship, the Fanatec GT1 Championship. We also know that on a Wednesday night we host the RSR, the Racing Sim Rigs World Championship. But this Thursday we start something big. I mean big. This Thursday is the start of the BRM Chronograph Championship, a GTE series where the winner receives a £4,000 BRM Chronograph custom watch made to their car paint specifications. And we will be here Thursday night after we've delved into the GT3s the night before. We will be here doing the 60 Minutes of Monza on the 20th, this Thursday, for the BRM Chronograph Championship.
Yeah, we hope to see you guys. It's an absolute thrill to be part of that, because it's their first time delving into essentially what is sim racing. They do a lot of like real sponsorships for real racing, but we're the first ones to broadcast their adventure into sim racing. Well, until then, guys, do make sure to check us out on Instagram, Rally on TV, on Twitter. We have a Twitter now, Rally on TV.
Do we?
Yeah, we do now. Yeah, I made it today. So
I sent a tweet out for no reason. I could have. Oh.
I didn't send a tweet out for it. But
I sent a tweet out on my own.
there you go. Fair enough. So, Rally on TV on Twitter. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the bell icon to be alerted when we go for streams on Twitch at Rally on TV. Until Wednesday, take care, guys, and enjoy yourselves. But Craig, I forgot to say, what do you say at the end of the stream?
You've said everything, so I'm just going to say goodbye and thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you want to watch it again, we'll see you Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. But if you want to see some more GT1, hashtag make GT1 great again, join us again next Sunday. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening.